Hey. Hope everybody's doing great. Carl Bryan coming at you. My buddy Pat Bell, Kenyan Pat. What's happening, Kenyan Pat? How goes it?
We're enjoying fine weather as opposed to those down in Texas who are suffering like Canadians and maybe worse.
That's right. Holy smokes. And then the windmills are breaking down, and oh my gosh, it's a little bit of a little crisis mode there. I wonder if we got any Texans. We got a Texan. You got to put your hand up. We got to talk to you. We got to see what's really happening. But anyways. So Pat, how's life in Kenya? Make everybody jealous, man. On a safari today. What's happening there?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Now there were some monkeys right outside our gate here a couple mornings ago. But really? I'll tell you, fun thing was, I took my son out golfing for the first time in Kenya, and we played a local course. We had our caddies, and it was kind of fun. And it was $12 to play a round of 18, and $10 for the caddy. So it was a great deal. Got a little burnt, but it was a fun game. So yeah, beautiful weather, 75, 80 degrees, just sunny. Can't complain.
I love it. Got caddies for your golf, man. You know you're in Kenya when, hey? Or you're tied. Maybe you're really good. Deal?
No, you know, when I lived in Japan, we had caddies there as well, and all the caddies there are women. All the caddies here are men.
Really?
They're awesome. Oh yeah, it's and you got to take them, but they're super expensive there. Here it's like you're giving someone a job for the day, right? So it's kind of a cool thing to do as well, and I guess you could call it supporting the local economy. So it's just fun, out there in the mornings and come to work in the afternoon, evenings. So it's getting after 11 p.m. here. It's all good. It's part of the journey.
11 p.m. Speaking of 11 p.m., now that you made us all jealous, let's have a look here. Okay, guys, once again, Q&A call, and thank you for making it. Obviously, we changed the time. We got a little bit of a skeleton crew happening, but everybody will get used to the new time. I hope that's all good. If you got a question, raise your hands or chuck it in the box, and we'll get you rocking and rolling.
Just a reminder for this Thursday, it's going to be at the same time as today. So,
it's not. I was thinking it's Thursday today. Oh my gosh. See, if you know what day it is, they say you're not busy enough. Well, there you go. I thought it was Thursday today. So there you go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
You're too busy. Brian Duckworth, he's got his hand up there.
Yeah. If you saw my schedule, everybody's eyes would water on behalf of poor old Carlucci. All right, Brian Duckworth. I spoke to a guy in Geelong not long ago. And Brian, hanging out in the sunshine in Bells Beach with his Speedo on and his surfboard under his arm. It's a good visual for everyone, Brian. Yeah, he's a handsome man. He's a handsome man, ladies. Not on the market, but you never know. Your luck. Come on, Brian. You're self-muted, buddy. You can unmute yourself. Might have a date by the time I'm done talking about you. There you go, Brian.
Yeah. Might. Hang on, my phone's ringing.
There you go. See? It's working already.
Yeah, there you go. King Charles strikes back.
There we go. What's happening, buddy? What's going on, Brian? Give us the good word.
I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Holly's work on the 3-session PAS the acceleration software training. It started out, I was a little bit flaky. That's one way of putting it. But by the end, I was getting a good grade. So, but no, humongously valuable. Is there such a word?
Is that right?
Yes.
Really recommend it to anyone that's on the fence.
There we go.
I've got a lot out of it, and it's some of the simple things. I have 2 screens, a big screen, a little screen, and of course everything's on the big screen, and I'm looking up, and it's as though I'm looking up in the air, and I don't really care about the client type of thing. Those little things that get picked up and mentioned.
I get you.
So
Yeah, there you go.
really great initiative and hugely valuable.
Good.
That's it, guys.
Well, you legend. So you hang on. You started out flaky, so that means in surfing terms, you started out in board shorts, but now you're wearing your Speedo with your muscles out now that you're on call 3. Is that a good metaphor for everyone?
That's a frightening metaphor.
We've seen you do your karate, Brian. All right, good. Hey, that's awesome. And by the way, and thank you for that, Brian. We appreciate it big time. So for those of you that don't know, probably do, but happens to be Pat's wife, by the way. But the lovely Holly is doing some role playing for us. In fact, Pat, could you maybe open up that link just so everybody knows where to go?
Yeah.
So we're doing first little run through. And by the way, if you are interested, I got good news and bad news. The good news is that we're going to be able to get you in there doing it. The bad news is she's already got a backlog, which we will be helping with. So don't worry, put your name in here and we'll accelerate all this for you. But go here, noresults-nofee.com/roleplay and express interest. Actually, not really expressing interest, just book now, I guess it is. And boom. And again, the price is going up here very shortly. So if you want to do this, I'm going to encourage you to get there ASAP. But $97.
The other thing I'd like to mention, Carl, just to barge in and just take over the show.
Go for it.
The other thing is that doing this 3-session training really builds your confidence in being able to go out and talk to anyone using the profit acceleration software. So that's another big outcome too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, you feel like you've been with us a long time, so like this really made a big difference for you, eh? And did you just do 3 calls, or have you done? How many have you done?
I did the 3 calls, the 3 call set.
And
so
that did it for you.
A lot more confidence to go out and grab some peeps and chat to them.
You beauty. All right, we love it. And Brian's you are an accountant, correct? You're not just you're not a book. You're an accountant. Is that right?
Yeah, CPA. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. So there you go. So impressing the heck out of Brian. Good job. Okay, Brian, super appreciate it, man. We'll put you back on mute.
Cheers.
Yeah. Well done. So anyway, go here, guys. Go, Pat.
Just to be fair to our few people on the call today, and just to give you guys an advantage, when Carl talks about this going up soon as being in a day or something, or less than a day or something. So if you want to get on that price, you're not going to see that price again. And it could be as soon as tomorrow. It's a different price. So I would jump on that even before the end of the call. It's one of the best values you'll ever see. And think about, for Brian, I'm sure he'd agree that if you have a higher confidence level, you're going to be 20%, 50%, 100%, 200% more likely to go out and get leads, first of all. Could be 500% more. And then with your practice on the software, you're going to be 25%, 50% more likely to close a sale. So all of that, if you're going from 5 clients a year, you could be up to whatever, 10, 20 clients a year, and 1 client get 1 client, it's a 10x for the first month, and you keep them for a year, it's a 100x return on your investment. So it's, that's just easiest thing you should be able to do. So, but I will tell you, I've looked at Holly's calendar this morning, and we're blocking off dates and making sure we have a personal life as well. And she's booked out 2 weeks already. So she has very few spots. Anyway, but we are going to bring you guys some help. We're looking for a second person as well to come in and help Holly, and just because of the demand. So there you have it.
Q bananas. I love it. But there you go, guys. And like Pat said, just some small little intricate details, or in fact, Brian said it as well. There's little things that you're probably not thinking about. Like one thing Pat mentioned, like what is the backdrop when if you're doing Zoom, and lots of you are, and some of you aren't, right? But you're doing Zoom, what does your backdrop look like? And don't think for a second that doesn't matter, because it absolutely does. So little things like that.
Yeah, like what are you communicating with your backdrop, or what's in front of you? Like, what is your brand that you are trying to communicate? If it's an open closet behind you, with, underwear hanging on the doorknob, that communicate your brand, right? You don't want that. You want to have something that's, I forget who it was, he had these wonderful quotes all over the wall behind him. Every quote is just like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. So we had this designer design the wall behind him, and it was really sharp. Like, what are the things that you put on the wall behind you that you see other people doing it, and it takes a little bit. You may have to move a bookcase or something, and you might have to just put in the backdrop, or you maybe use a Zoom background. In the very least, in Zoom you can create your own background and just put it as a backdrop behind you. You don't have to have your closet behind you. You can look like you're sitting in a library or an office, whatever you want. You can create your own background, and it brands you like you're in an office. So I remember Holly telling someone, what impression are you giving? So I'm going to give you several $1,000s a month, and you have to be able to bring that trustworthiness into that meeting. So you got to think about that. But anyway, very good.
Cool. Love it. Love it. But anyways, and a reminder, guys, we got a Q&A call. We need some Q's in order to provide some A's. Who else am I going to open up here?
Bring on Durain Disa. Ask him about his experience. Let's see if it's been positive or negative here. Putting him on the spot.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Damn. Putting Holly on the spot. Just going to have hot ears. Durain, how you doing, buddy? We can.
Oh, great. So I've had 2 sessions. I got my third coming up on Thursday, and I just have to endorse what was just said earlier. Holly's absolutely magnificent. I hadn't done any presentation before my first one with Holly, and it went so well. It gave me so much confidence that I went out and did 2 presentations with 2 really tough nuts back in India, and experienced business people, and they just love the product, and they're on, So for me, it is very, very useful, very valuable. I'm waiting for the third one, which is supposed to be difficult, and let's see how that goes. But I've got a lot of confidence from this now. And my question is to both of you. Now I got I got the Jumpstart 40 lined up in front of me and some appointments for that. So where can I find information, if any, that would give me some help in doing that? I mean, I'm quite confident anyway, but I want to really prepare myself as thoroughly as possible.
Well, the Jumpstart 40 it's actually 27 areas, I believe, in the software, because things like, and you should be able to see it loading there on the screen. There we go. There's areas like the sales team, which we had 12 areas in the deep dive, but under the Jumpstart, we're just putting it, where was it? Under more conversions, maybe. There we go. So we just put it as one unit under more conversions. So what this does, I think if I was going to do a 45-minute with anyone, I would use the Jumpstart 40. And primarily for me, it's because I know it so much better. But I have some certain go-to things I love, maybe referrals, reactivating former customers. I love going to those kind of things. But you have to have that conversation and with your prospect, talk about what they're doing, how they get their leads, different things, what's worked for them in the past, how big is their database, how often they've gone to it, just different things you can explore. And you go, oh, you could try this. And then we jump in there. Another one that Holly's been teaching this week, which has been brilliant, is she'll show, and she's very gracious with this, and it's very easy to close. And she'll go through and you'll look at, say, market dominating position, and then she'll say, what other areas? She'll say something like, oh, I see there's like digital marketing on the side. Can you explain that to me? Because I really want to do it. And so it really opens up a way for a coach to do that. But what you could do as a coach coming in is to say, from this list, what has worked well for you in the past? And where have you found success in the past? And people go, oh, I think we could we found a lot of success with referral systems. So you can jump into referral systems and you can go and find the breakthroughs there. So it just gives you a lot more flexibility, Darain, and yeah, that's how I'd use it there.
Yep.
Thanks, Patrick.
I would agree with
that's very
That help?
valuable information, because I got a call tomorrow early in the morning with Australia, and I'm going to try what you just outlined.
Good.
Cool bananas. All right. Does that help? Anything else we can help you with?
No, I'm fine. Thanks, Carl.
Great.
Great.
Thanks, Darain. Appreciate your feedback.
You're back on mute. Good to hear. All right. Tony has got Tony, we're opening you up here. Tony Plies. Where is the man? Yourself.
Hey,
there he is. Tony. Hey, you're live.
Hey, I didn't drop out this time when you called him. I usually call him on me and it drops out. I don't have any questions, but I was waiting to see if we were going to have any more new and fabulous advances on the software. I know that Pat has been saying, that in the next few weeks we'll be having some more options that will blow us away. So I'm getting ahead of myself here, but want to see if we have anything yet.
Applying pressure.
We're hoping. Yeah, the pressure is on. I'm hoping, but not committing to. Hoping that we can have something, possibly as early as this Thursday, and if not this Thursday, it'll be next Monday. I hope. And that'll be on the implementation calendar. And we're going to see a major upgrade to the implementation calendar. And this is a little bit weird because it's just 1 week across the board there. But I mean, it's so big that it'd be impossible for me to explain what's coming. But I promise you that you will love it and possibly fall off your chair.
Well, there's no issue and no pressure there because we've already got enough to work with that's pretty outstanding in that regard. So, it's every time you guys come up with something new, it just enhances what we already have, and what we already have blows people away. So, we're not complaining by any means. You have done a fabulous job.
Yeah, no, you're going to like this a lot. I saw it on Monday what William's been working on, and I asked him for some further upgrades. Mm-hmm. Just to refine a little bit, which probably might push it till Monday, but I think it's just going to it'll save a little bit of support issues, coming back to it. But what I want to do is, make sure it's working. We're going to get a different server, Carl. I didn't know if you knew that, but we're going to get an additional little server, just a staging server, and we're going to make sure it works. I'm going to put some training around it, create some training, and if it's ready by Thursday, we'll roll it out Thursday night. Thursday night for me, Thursday noon for Pacific time.
Cool. Do you know if you're planning to have that also print off with the rest of the summary, or is this going to be screenshots or cut and paste?
Well, right now, like you have this download button here.
Right.
So let's just see what happens. Let me just download this and see where it goes, because I think this downloads into different quarters. Just pulling it up on my screen, and I'll bring it up to the top screen there. Just give me a sec.
I mean, because it's even not an issue the way that it is, but I mean, the more that you can automate the process, it's all obviously going to be the better. But it's pretty cool. You broke it out by week.
Here's how it's looking now. So we have when it starts, the quarter, and we're just doing everything by quarter. So each quarter ends with a quarterly review. And that's kind of the only way we can do this, going through there. But, obviously with, this is down into the 6th quarter. Mm-hmm. So, but, of course, it's going to depend on how long you might do it. You might end up with 12 quarters or 18 quarters or whatever. It depends how long it takes to implement. So that's just a little thing we've had going, but no, we're going to have a bunch of icons down the side here and help you just with your coaching and the lazy man's way to coaching, we'll call it. The lazy coach's way to coaching. We want you to come in and look brilliant from the get-go, and it'll just be a greater experience. So
good, because in looking brilliant, I need all the help I can get. So that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Believe me, we all
Oh,
do.
come on, Tony.
Good.
We've seen you shoots. You're a solid 7.5 rolling out of bed, bud.
Funny.
All right, buddy. Tony,
Cool.
we appreciate you, buddy. We're
Yeah.
going to put you back on mute, and we're going to go down to our buddy Una, named almost after the card game Uno, but with an A. Una, you are self-muted. There she is.
Hello.
Una, what's happening?
Hello.
Hey. How you doing?
Good. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, excited to see these changes come in, which is awesome. I have a little request while I'm on. I keep forgetting to ask for this. Could you go to the ROI section, please?
Yes.
This is a teensy little tweak, but it'll be really helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing with the reports is I download the report for the percentages and the numbers, but then with the graphs, I'm just doing a screen grab of the graphs that are in the PAS.
Okay.
And I find that a lot faster. But there was just one little thing. If you know where it says coaching ROI above the graph there?
Yes.
Yeah, so that one just says coaching ROI. And if you scroll down, the one below says coaching ROI revenues. And I just have a
Correct.
little request. Could we put profit in brackets on the top graph so that it kind of matches the one below?
Oh, sure.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah, that's actually fine. Let's make myself a note on that right now for William, because
Awesome.
that is good.
There we go.
Yeah, because I find out a much faster way to get the reports done. So I just screen grab that little section and then the other little section. But then I end up having to try and put on the profit because I know it says it underneath each bar, but it's just kind of to make it more obvious. So that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, William had requested that after this week of developing the new implementation calendar, which he's been on for a few weeks, I think, he just wants some time to go back and do all these kind of little changes.
Great.
So we tidy up a few things.
Lovely.
But very good. Yeah.
There we go. Women's touch. Awesome. Anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just kind of I've got a couple of PS sessions this week. I've got follow up on Friday from 2 I did last week. So yeah, just hopefully be able to bring some of those in as clients. Yeah, I'm just yeah. So I don't think there's anything really to ask as such. In fact, actually, I think one of them, I just remembered one of them has rescheduled to next week. So I haven't got their questionnaire details to fill in to check yet. So yeah, anything else? No, nothing's coming to mind right now. I think I'm good. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But we like the women's touch on the aesthetic. So there you go. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
I want to give a shout out to Una for her branding. Like your pictures are so fun. And
Oh, really?
I love it. Well done. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It's just kind of like breathes life and joy. That's when I see your pictures like, oh, this is full of life and joy. So well done.
All right. So hang on. Let's have a look here. So what's your domain name, Una? Let's have a look.
Are you talking about on Facebook and LinkedIn?
Which one? Okay, here we go. Well, that's where I've ended. Oh, there. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I see. Oh, there we go. Well, everybody check that out. Even pointing up to the sky like number one. I love it.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Do you know what? I've got to tell you something funny. Is that when I was picking, so after that photo shoot, I didn't want to use that photo because I saw stuff in it that I felt wasn't very flattering. And my husband was like, no, you've got to use that photo. it just really, it's just brilliant. So I went, okay then. So thankfully I listened to him, and yeah, the one that's in the middle there, and God, the amount of people, I've had people connecting with me on LinkedIn, and I don't do it every time, but if I kind of go, oh, who is this? And oh, they look like a reasonable sized company or whatever, then I'll, if I think, oh, you're not someone who's going to pitch me, I might go, oh, hey, can I ask why you connected? Like, is there something particular I can help you with? And like half the time they come back and say, I just really liked your photo.
There you go.
Well, Pat did, and I'm agreeing with him. Is it the one with the finger up in the air, or the one with the
it's the pointing? Yeah, because on LinkedIn I don't have the Black Lives Matter around it, so you probably get more of a sense. But it is just that kind of aha, I've got an idea feeling. And my market is creative business owners, so they probably like the idea of, oh, here's an idea.
Everybody should have a look at that. So Una, her last name is Doyle. So Una, as in Uno with an A. Oh, you got, okay. Oh, there we go. I'm on. Oh, there we go. Oh, cool. There you go.
I know. This is so out of date to update it, but yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Very clever. Very clever. There we go. I might go get my photo of myself with my finger up in the air. How would I look like that? I look like a ding. You've seen my nose. My nose, unfortunately, is going to ruin that photo, but that's okay. We can try.
I'm not sure so much as the finger. I think it's just the people say they like the energy.
Oh yeah, the look on the whole thing. Oh yeah, that is a great
on your photo shoot. That's the key thing.
There we go. High five your hubby for us for giving you the advice to go with that photo. Hold on.
Carl, you gotta be careful. A hockey player with his finger up in the air just doesn't bode well.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. All right, Una, we appreciate you, buddy. Gonna put you back on mute, and there we go. And anybody else got a question? Otherwise, we're gonna be bolting here. Questions, Q&A. We need some Q's in order to provide some A's. Pat, did we end up ending early, buddy? Any last words for our folks?
Well, like we all say, go and practice. I mean, and if you haven't signed up with Holly, and you want to just increase your confidence and learn how to do it and get some great feedback, and even if you're already an expert, and we talk about optimizing and profit acceleration, it's like we want 3% there, 5% there. And if you can find 3% ability to increase your close, I mean, what does that mean to you? Just do your own math. Yeah. Like, what does it mean? If you're doing whatever, let's say you do 2 presentations a week, you're doing 100 a year, which is very high for most people. But if you can go from 20 closes to 21, if that's going to be worth it to you, or even just to refine what you're doing, I mean, just jump in there and that would be my advice, but go for it. Yeah.
Agreed. Actually, hang on, before we go, sorry, but let me just, Sharon has got a question here right before we go. Quick one, she says, you're self-muted, Sharon. Gotta unmute yourself. Sharon's in Baltimore. Wonder what the weather. Sharon, you were live.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Hey. Fabulous. How you doing?
I'm good. I just saw Patrick on the screen because I had my first question today. One of the things that Holly had mentioned was that Patrick had given a description or a video about showing your screen, not showing your screen, and the switching back and forth. Because one thing I didn't do was show her my screen until I was at the end, kind of summary of results, and she thought that people might appreciate more having the screen up in front of them during the presentation, but I don't want them seeing all of my,
exactly
self, our notes from the machine to self. So didn't know where I could find that.
Okay, so I think she might have sent it out, or she sends it out to people after maybe the first or second one. But you know what we do, and it's not even a training that we provided. It's just something we found on YouTube. And if you just go onto YouTube and search how to share your screen on Zoom or Zoom screen sharing. There's a whole raft of them how to do that. So what we're recommending, just as a review for people, and you'll come in, you'll show them your summary screen. You'll just kind of explain what's going on here. And like people, imagine a prospect has never seen this before. And to give them a quick 20-second overview of what you're going to do would be really helpful. You might say, look, we've got different areas down the side, the different modules where we can find impact. We're going to see those impacts appear here in green in the middle of our screen, and we're going to watch our revenues grow across the top. And they're also going to see these charts grow across the side here, and your business valuation. So what you'll do then is I would keep your screen, I would keep sharing your screen and ask these questions. And you can take them through these, let them see you type. Go back to the summary screen, let them see the updates in the charts. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pause your screen. And so if you're wondering how to pause your screen, just go into YouTube and say, I need to pause my screen in Zoom. A lot of people have done great trainings there. Okay, so while you're paused, then you're going to go back. I would recommend either dipping into introduction for a couple questions to get to know them. I would actually skip valuation in the beginning because it's too many questions. Well, because people, what they want really quickly is impact. So maybe you're going to start a market dominating position. Do not show your screen here. Do not show your screen and click note to coach and read this out loud. You'll be surprised what people might do. Okay, so just have this conversation. Talk about it conversationally. Like you might say, hey, Joe, it might be unique, but it's not going to matter to your prospects unless it's a hot button issue for them, right? You can talk about, so let me ask you, what benefits do you offer? And don't show your screen during this time. Like they do not want to see you typing like this, and it gets boring. Okay, this is what's happening. Don't do this. Do not slow down your assessment by typing. So if you have to do this, like what benefits do you offer? And they're like, well, best price, best service. Okay, and you go, okay, so are those benefits based on the hot buttons? Don't worry about your spelling, only you're looking at it. Don't worry about that. So go right to the next question. Find your impact. Okay, you want to be out of this whole section in about 5 minutes. Don't take 10, 15 minutes. Don't try and go down all these roads, because here's what you got to do. You've got to do financials. You've got to do maybe an introduction. You've got to find an impact. After the first impact, I might say, let's go and see how this impacts your valuation. I just got a few questions here. And it's maybe okay to show your screen on this. Sorry, I said once you go through market dominating position, click on results, go to results, and then you unpause your screen and let them see this now. You're showing the impact. Then you can go back to summary, show the impact here, show the charts, pause your screen again, or go to valuation and say, let me ask you a few questions there. Once you've done that, you can go and hunt for some more leads, maybe leads or more impact, leads, alliances. But when you go and hunt for them, make sure your screen's paused before you go here. Okay, go back to your summary, unshare your screen, or share your screen again, and then go to the close the sale. So you think about financials, valuation, intro, 1, 2, 3. So if you're 5, 6, 7 minutes on each one, you're 20 minutes in there. You're 5 minutes between these couple, you're 30. You've got time now to close a sale, and you've got to, so you've got to be disciplined with your time to get through it. And of course, when you're closing the sale, you're going to go to ROI tab. So that's how I would run it. But if you're not confident on sharing your screen, I would just definitely go and do that training. Holly was teaching me something. I haven't even got it myself yet, but there's annotations. So if you can learn annotations in Zoom, you can actually go in with like a marker, I guess, and you can start circling things and pointing things out with your cursor. So very cool stuff. I mean, just so the more you practice with it, I think the better you're going to get. The more professional it's going to look, the more confident you're going to get, the more you're going to want to go out and get clients and going to close clients, and your fear level goes down drastically. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Pat, if I could just add, I want to add, Sharon, if I could just add a couple of things. One is, hopefully it was painfully obvious why, and part of the reason why you don't want to unshare your screen, that when I'm going through market dominating positions, one thing, like Pat said, you don't want to see me typing in there, but it's also, you want to make it like as though you're freestyling these questions. Look, you don't want them to know that you're staring at the questions and which one to ask. And you definitely wouldn't want them to know that, you're reading from a script when you're describing what a market dominating position is. So again, presumably that's pretty obvious. So where he was holding it was on the summary page, which is where the impacts are kind of going up and down. And that's where you see the improvements. The only other thing that I would also add is that when we do it, like I would say, if we got here, Pat, could you just go highlight 35,400 there in the top right? So you see the total profit impact. So just different times, I'd be like, holy smokes, we've only been here 22 minutes and we're already at $35,000. Or
Right.
have a look at that. We're already over the $50,000 threshold. And then of course, when you get to the $100,000 threshold, I would definitely be noting that. And that's the way that I would do it. I would just, if I'm on my laptop and we're sitting beside each other, again, I'm highlighting it. I'm showing you my laptop. And if I'm doing this and we're doing screen share, I do it just the way that Pat just did it. So other than that, there you go. Awesome. Does that help, Sharon?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick point of order. So that, Patrick, was really helpful because my issue was I wasn't showing them at all until I got to the very end in the summary. And then they're like, where'd all this come from? How do I read this? So I appreciate if I hit pause on the Zoom share, it'll pause it on the summary and I can still move to the next place, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So when you hit pause, that's the last thing, that's the only thing she sees is when you hit pause. You can go and do anything you want, and she's not seeing any of your action on the screen because she's seeing a paused version of your screen.
Great, because I was stopping it, in which I popped back up, which doesn't do her any good. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
So yeah, I mean, I think we saw something. I was just overhearing it once, but I think what was happening was one of the coaches was on a screen like this, and then start typing in here, and then Holly would say, well, start typing. She goes, well, what's direct response? And they go, well, direct response average, and start.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, like icicles, it's like, no, don't do that. This is for you as a coach to make you look brilliant. And if you're showing your screen, it makes you look dumb. It's the exact opposite of what needs to happen. And that's, you can, I mean, it's your choice. You can look dumb or you can look brilliant. It's designed to make you look brilliant. So use it the way it's supposed to be used. If you're in person now, if you're in person and you're sitting across the table from someone, you're not showing your screen at all. You're not sitting next to them. You point the screen towards you. You don't let them see it until you want them to see it. And you can click all these buttons you want there. It's great. But I would definitely then, you go to your results and you turn the laptop around and say, hey, look what we've got here. This is amazing. And let's look at our summary. This is amazing. And then you turn it back towards yourself and you go and hunt for some more. So
yeah, exactly. And if I may, just and one more thing, the way that Pat just like hovered his mouse, you know what I mean, like under direct response, and what is it? Once again, you want to go and you ideally, you're freestyling, but you want to have read that and have a bit of a feel. You definitely, a bad result is that they feel like you're reading a script. That's for darn sure. So little FYI.
Yeah.
But yeah, as Pat always says, though, get in and practice. That's the solution. That's the solution. So there we go. Awesome. All right. Well, Kenyon, Pat, I think we're good there, buddy. Good job, as always. And for all you guys, we appreciate you guys here. We appreciate you playing full out. And we will see you guys on Thursday. And remember, Thursday, same time, same place. We've changed the time to noon Pacific and 3 o'clock Eastern, which is the same time as this call, for Thursday's call. So awesome. Thanks so much, Pat. Thanks, folks.